Hello. I will in a second. Beautiful friends, hello and welcome. We are so excited to be offering this live moment with you. And we're actually also recording on Facebook, so I'm just going to go live here. There we go. Yeah. So as we begin here, we just invite you to take a deep, glorious breath, and hello to our Facebook friends.
Hi out there.
We're broadcasting on YouTube and on Facebook. So
we're wild and crazy today.
Wild and crazy. So basically, we have something really, really exciting to share today. We have an announcement to share. We're also announcing the winner of the Diamond Process contest. And we are sharing or answering a question I received that's really powerful, and it's worth taking the time to answer live here. But before we begin, let's just take a deep, beautiful breath, to take a pause, settle into our bodies. Two more just like that. Inhaling in deeply and exhaling it out. Good. And inhaling in and exhaling it out. All right, so, and if you guys want to let us know who is here, I see on YouTube there are people here, so please feel free to write your name and where you're from. Just let us know that you're here, and same with you guys. So before we dive into this question, we got a powerful question about life coaching and self-doubt, and how do you become a life coach if you don't have your life together? And we get that question so much, and we've even answered it in other ways before. But before we dive into this particular question, we just want to say that, announcing the winner, which we're going to be doing at the end of this Q&A, announcing the winner of the Diamond Process contest is really hard for us.
Especially for this one.
Like, I can't even tell you. It's very difficult.
Quite a torturous week.
So we just want to say thank you to everyone who has applied for the Diamond Process Coach Training Scholarship. Watching your videos has been extraordinarily moving to my heart.
Beautiful, beautiful, really beautiful shares.
Amazing. You guys are seriously amazing. Everyone who has, applied, we want to give a scholarship to everyone, but there's only one spot for this first life coach training program. So with that said, we just want you to know that it was a really hard decision, and that every single one of you, the one thing I acknowledge so much that we acknowledge is that there was so much support for the other contestants. Like, everyone was
beautiful. I loved everybody copying each other and sharing and liking everybody's videos and really being engaged.
Yeah, really powerful, just super supportive. I feel the community. So awesome. I don't see anyone writing comments in here or on.
Yeah, why is that?
I'm not sure.
I don't know why that is.
I don't know.
On Facebook. But
I don't know. But we'll just get to it because we have a short window here. All right, so we're going to answer a question that came through YouTube from Kali Schlack. Kali Schlack. We are sending you our love. Great name, by the way, Kali. So Kali was asking, thank you for this video. She was replying to a life coach training video. I am considering being a life coach, but I definitely don't have my own life quite figured out yet. I feel like I would feel incredibly hypocritical. How would you recommend getting past that and moving forward within myself and translating that to a potential client? Thank you once again. I very much enjoy your videos. How would you answer that question?
Oh, wow. This is a big one, not just for life coaches, but when you're working with anybody, if you're out there. I started teaching yoga, so I'm out there. I just got through a training, and now I'm starting to teach other people how to do these poses, and then there's a spiritual element that goes with it. And I'm feeling like my mom's just nudged me out of the nest. I'm just learning how to fly, and now I'm teaching other people how to fly.
That's how you started your journey, right?
Teaching yoga. Yeah. Well, was one of the pieces along the way. Yeah. So that was the first step. I was stepping into being a teacher. And there's a lot of fears and doubts that come up, which is really the biggest piece to address. It's the fears and doubts that you have about yourself and the value that you can bring to the world. It's not just to the student or to the client who you're working with. It's also, what's your value in life?
Mm-hmm.
What's your trust in the value in yourself? So really, it just keeps returning to addressing that value. Now, the reality is we're all going to be on different parts of our journey, but if you're going to be in integrity, authentic, and honest, you just share with people, look, I've just took my training 6 months ago or 2 years ago. Whatever that amount is you share where you are on your journey, so you're not pretending. Our little kitty cat had to come in. So you be honest. If you're still an apprentice, then be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Veronica and I speak about, we're still working with our teachers, so we're not claiming to know everything.
Eternally. I will always be a student.
And it's not about knowing everything and having it all perfect. What it's really about is, can I love and accept myself for where I'm at, be honest and authentic about it, share from that place, work from that place, and from that authenticity and from that place of integrity, they're going to trust you.
Yeah.
And you have every right to become a life coach because you're being honest and saying, I have no clue what I'm going to do. I'd much rather work with a person who's saying, I don't know what the answer is, but let's try this on. Rather than the person says, I know exactly what you need and this is how you do it. And if you do this, then you're going to make the millions and you're going to be happy. And it's just, people don't, the reality is we don't have the answers for each other, but we can explore together from the place of unknown and discover what works for you. Because really, before you were a life coach, before we were life coaches and guides, we were still holding loving space for other people, and we had no training.
Right. So typically, if you have a calling to be a life coach, it's because on some level, you're already being that presence in somebody's life. You're naturally good at being compassionate and caring for people and listening and, just wanting the best for people. So that's a really good point. And I would also say, to start, I would ask myself, number one, why? Why do you want to be a life coach? And this goes for any field, anything that you're doing, to ask yourself why. Why do you want to do what you're doing? Because when you get to the heart of it, if it really comes down to a soul-based, heart-centered, clear, purposeful why, then it makes sense to do everything you can to build your confidence, to overcome self-doubt, to get the tools required, to have a powerful tool set and move towards it and continuously move forward and move forward and move forward until you become a masterful coach, which takes practice.
It takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot of inner work. And you're going to continue to do your inner work. So there's going to be another place that you arrive to that's, you're never done. So where you are right now, you have the tools and skills to guide somebody from where you are now.
And if your why is not strong enough, if your desire to be a coach or anything that you dream of being in your life is not strong enough, if that desire is not, I have to, it's just this pull, it pulls you forward, it pulls you out of bed in the morning. If it's not that strong, you will likely quit. Because so many challenges come up. We were just speaking with someone, or I was by email this morning, that faced some challenges. And I definitely want to speak to this. And we were going to just do this on Facebook, but we are doing this on YouTube as well because, I want to speak to people specifically on YouTube because I'm a little triggered about something.
You are?
Right.
Wow.
Well,
but let's stay on topic.
We are going to stay on topic, but I will say this. You're going to face challenges on your journey. I was emailing with a woman this morning who just faced a real big bully on YouTube. And
we love those bullies on making fun of people. They're great.
The toxic comments that are, sometimes people give. And, it's getting through those moments that's crucial. It's crucial because we all get those moments, and the ones that succeed are the ones who continuously stand up after you fall. It's not how many times you fall, as we've all heard, it's how many times you get back up. So like Jason was saying, it's knowing that, you already have this natural tendency towards being of service to others. And then I would also get really clear on your why. Why do you want to be a life coach? If your why is because, there's a huge market for it and life coaches, which is true. But if if your why is because you just want to make money doing it, or
there's other places to go.
yeah, I mean, I would just figure out what your heart wants and go in that direction, because there's still going to be challenges on that path, but your desire, your heart-centered desire, will be so strong that it'll get you through those challenges.
And on that note, it brings up a memory of one of my experiences. Is used to go in when I was first beginning to teach, and sometimes I'd be subbing for a teacher who had 60 to 100 students in the room, and I'd be so nervous. I'd be so nervous walking in that room and teaching this class, and then are they going to like me? Are they going to approve of me?
Yeah.
But one day I was walking in the room, and I was having the same nerves that I would have before any class, and all of a sudden it hit me. I stopped before I got in the room, and I said, this voice said, "Jason, why are you here? Why are you? What are you here to do?" Mm-hmm. And it was, that's multi-layered. Why am I here on this planet? But why am I here at this class? What am I here to do? And when I heard this voice, when I heard that question, I really tuned in, and I'm here to serve. I'm here to be of service. And so I went in that class, all the nerves dropped away, and I came from a place of service, not from a place of worrying what anybody else is going to say, what anybody else is going to think. I stopped trying to please the one person who I knew didn't like the class, or trying to please the person who reminded me of somebody who doesn't like me.
I noticed this with him, by the way. We'll go and do a public talk, and he will be focused on the person who's like loving us. And I sometimes in the past will see the one person who's like sitting there like, I hate this, and I want to get through to that person. And Jason has taught me that focus, and actually somebody very dear in my life in the past said to me, focus on your fans. So true. Yeah. So important.
And it shifts everything. So your intention, like Veronica is speaking of, the why is so important. And if that why is in alignment for you and the universe and of service, then go for it.
Yes. Also, as far as specifically your question around, I definitely don't have my own life together or figured out quite yet. And I feel like I would be incredibly hypocritical. Here's the
hypocritical piece.
Yeah, the hypocritical piece. It's incredibly hypocritical to go out into the world and be a financial coach, for example, and you're in $40,000 of debt or something like that. That's hypocritical, right? But if you're out there and you've mastered your relationship arena, or your relationship with yourself, your own depression or anxiety or something like that, and you go out into the world and you share what has worked for you, and you might be saying, but I'm not a master at anything, or da da da, but you may not be a master at something yet, keyword, but you are a few steps ahead of someone else who is still on their knees, can't even breathe, can't get back up, and they just need the next 2 steps. They need a light, they need some guidance, and you have that. I would say it's actually withholding your gift by being a perfectionist and saying that you have to be perfect. You have
to do
this, because here's the truth. When I was in my darkest hours, I was able to reach clients on a different level than I am now. This is very...
and people even say that about your YouTube, right? That they connect with some of the older ones than the newer ones because that's where they're at.
Yes, exactly. I've gotten many, many notes saying, I watch your old videos because I'm in the dark night of the soul, and I really feel what you're saying at that time. See, as you evolve on your journey as a coach, you're going to be coming from a different perspective, because as you heal certain things, you're no longer in the trench of it, which can be a powerful place to be, because there's a lot of compassion and a lot of wisdom that's different from the wisdom you may have when you're in a space of altitude. And they're both actually valuable. There's a way to be constructive in both places.
There's another piece to this. I used to struggle with this hypocrite thing as well. As let's say I'm working with a client who's really struggling with being extremely competitive with others, and for a long time I had a huge competitive issue within myself, and so we might feel hypocritical because we're guiding somebody or helping somebody address their competitiveness, and we're not complete with it within ourselves. But the reality is you're not a hypocrite just because you haven't completed your journey with something. If you're courting it, if you're doing what you can, if you're really addressing those pieces inside and you keep working it, you're not done with this piece. I'm not done with being competitive with others in all these different circumstances or jealous.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that you can't hold space for another person who's going through that. Actually, you're going to have more awareness around it than the person like Veronica doesn't have the competitive thing. She does. That's not her piece. So
I have other pieces.
She has
I don't
other
have that
pieces.
piece.
So her helping somebody with competitiveness, and she doesn't have that.
Yeah.
It's not that she can't guide somebody, but she doesn't have the same relationship that I've had with it, even when I was in it.
Yeah.
Right? And also the tools that I specifically use that help me overcome being owned by it. Yeah. So whatever you're working on, whatever the pieces are, just be honest about it within yourself. You don't have to share that with your client, but be honest with it with yourself. And if you're working towards addressing it and unraveling that and really coming into harmony with it, you're not a hypocrite helping somebody else.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you saying that, because for the example I gave earlier, let's say you're a financial coach, but you're $40,000 in debt, or you're a luxury coach, or and you don't have your money handled or your finances together yet. I would say, as long as you're not portraying yourself as this financial guru, but I think it's okay to share certain tips or tools, that sort of thing, as long as you're not positioning yourself as I know everything and lying about your reality. I think it would be very powerful, very constructive to be extraordinarily transparent, let people know about the struggle you're in, very humbly say, and this is what I've learned, and this is what I'm practicing. You might want to try it on for yourself too. So there's ways to...
That's the key. So, and that's actually the guidance for even if you think you know something, even if you think you've mastered something, to still offer it in a way of, this is what's worked for me, maybe it'll work for you, or this is what somebody else did and it seemed to work for them. Coming from this place of humility where you don't know anything, that you don't really know anything. You know what you know, but it's such a little speck on the whole universe of wisdom.
For all of us, yeah. And that's something we share in the Diamond Process Coach Training Program, is that I don't know mantra to really just land in that. Yeah, and it's a very freeing place to be. Okay, we could talk about this forever.
All day long.
Overall, Kali, we would like to just say to you that the key is to keep addressing your own self-doubt, keep doing your inner work, keep growing on your path, and then clarify. You wouldn't have written the comment if you didn't have this strong desire to serve people. So to really look at, so that you can banish this idea of being a hypocrite, look at the areas that you've already gained momentum. Look at the areas that you've already expanded your wisdom and your life is already showing fruits in that particular area, and specifically work with people in that area for now. And as you break through other areas, your niche, and your mastery might change. So that is our answer to your question. Everyone out there, I can't stress strongly enough, and I feel this in my heart deeply, how essential it is right now that as many people who are leading with love and genuinely coming from this place of higher consciousness and doing the inner work and humility and confidence and all the different spectrum that comes with being human, but just the purity of intention, that it's important for us all to come out and even share on video, share with your neighbor, share gems of wisdom, not to change people, but just to bring some light into our worlds, because we need more of you. We need more of that.
Authentic you.
Yes, 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 yes. All right, so now to wrap it up, my friends, we can't see your comments. I just realized, because they're just not on this screen and I don't know how to get to the other screen.
Yeah, so they're not working for us today.
Yeah. So basically, to announce, oh my goodness. Okay, before we announce the winner, we want to say the Diamond Process Coach Training Program the enrollment is extended until
From today to
Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 4 more days of enrollment open. You can go to diamondprocesscoach.com. It's a powerful 6-month transformational program. We have 3 spaces open.
Mhm.
We're keeping this training to 15 people.
Yeah.
So
It's a small, intimate, beautiful group, and we'd love to have you a part of this. The people who are joining us are amazing,
extraordinary.
really amazing.
Like
It's going to be an awesome group.
Yeah, from all over the world.
Yeah.
So check out diamondprocesscoach.com if you want to be one of those last 3 spaces. You just apply there, learn more, and then apply at the bottom. And then we'll be setting up a phone call with you if all goes well with the application this weekend.
Yeah.
So that's that.
That is.
Are you guys ready?
Okay.
This was so hard, okay? But the winner,
every one of you, thank you.
Every one of you are amazing. And
Yes.
I say that 100% from my heart and from truth.
Awesome.
You are all incredible. And the winner of the Diamond Process contest
is
Tiffany Malnar.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Tiffany, we love you, we acknowledge you, we honor you, and one of the reasons that we chose you was because your vision was very clear, and this
Beautifully clear.
It was very specific.
Yeah.
Wanting to bring research to back this work, and it was just a very specific intention, and so it was so hard. So we had to get so nitpicky by the end, and it was literally a toss-up by the end.
There were a lot of. I mean, all of you are ready to join us.
Yes.
And we're all in different places in our journey, but you all are there.
Yeah.
It's Tiffany. Just like Veronica said, she was really clear with how she wants to use this and work with this,
Yeah.
and she took extra steps.
Yes.
So a lot of times when you see criteria of joining something or a scholarship, or you want to get into something, read between the lines.
Yeah, the specificity is really important.
Yeah, follow what's requested.
The instructions really
and
detailed.
Extremely important, and
Yeah.
then ask yourself, what else can I do to make it clear that this is for me? And if you really know, then you do whatever it takes.
Yeah, and know that this is, I would say for every single person who applied, and to those of you who did not apply and you have a dream in your heart, I want this video to land for you in a way that encourages you to take that next step towards your dream. Whatever that simple step is that you can take today. Maybe it's making a video. Maybe it's sending an email to someone you'd like to mentor with. Maybe it's getting an internship or a job, or taking on your first coaching client now as a practice session. I highly, highly encourage you to take that next step.
And for a little plug, I'll also say maybe you start to save for the training next year.
Yeah.
But there's
This is
also
once a year.
we're not going to announce anything now. But there's also going to be some things that we're going to be doing to support those of you who can't afford a full training at this point, but want to start to hone their internal self-coaching skills as well as their outer coaching skills. We'll be announcing something soon on that. Something that gives a window for everybody to continue to open the doorway to this work.
Yeah. And now to finally share what has triggered my little booty. I'm just going to come out with it.
You are.
There are so many of you who have incredible voices and amazing hearts, and you're hesitant to share yourself on video because there are people out there who can criticize you and can say harsh things. And personally, someone put harsh comments on my channel this past week.
2 different times.
On 2 different videos. And the person was just very clearly toxic energy. There was no basis for it. It was just to hurt us ultimately. And so I realized when I read those comments, obviously deleted them, and it is rare that I delete a comment on my channel, but this was so toxic that there was no basis. There was just hate. It was just anger. But I noticed for that day, I felt really, really bad. And Jason reminded me that, you know, you can have a whole gallon of water and you drop a little bit of arsenic in there and the whole thing is contaminated. So this is where the power of company is so important, you know, who you surround yourself with, to make sure you're hanging out with people who are loving and supportive. And if they give criticism, it's from a place of love and kindness rather than just to bring you down. So I want you to know that these things happen to me too, even after all this time. And you know, the challenges come, but I wish for you, like if you have a desire to come out into the world and be visible and somebody makes a negative comment, please let that be fuel to do your inner work, to come into a place of neutrality, and then to go and move onward with your next video. Keep going, okay? This actually will strengthen you.
Yes, there's an amazing quote, and I'm going to paraphrase it by Ananda Mayama, by this amazing, probably the most well-known female saint ever from India.
Yeah.
And she said, you know, so many of us are reacting and retracting and fighting criticism, and she goes, why not use it like fertilizer? So if it's something that is of value and it's true, then take a look at it and address that piece within. And if it's not, then treat it like it's the crap that it is. She doesn't say that, but just let it go into the earth and fertilize, so you don't have to take it on. Let it drop off, because it's not who you are, so why get angry about it?
Well, here's the thing. This particular woman who emailed me this morning, who got a negative comment from this exact same person, by the way, on YouTube, it really set her off, and she actually was, this is how quality she is, she was really trying to take his comment, which was just a hate comment. She was trying to look and see if there was any validity to it. And the truth is there was none. And it was all very surfaced, toxic, ugly, like, and so the thing is to look at the source always. When somebody gives you negative comments or says something about your path, you will be challenged when you go on your path of heart. People who are not living their path of heart, they're going to feel triggered. They're going to want you to stay the same sometimes. So I always look at the source and I ask myself, do I want to be anything like this person? Does this person embody any of the qualities that I choose to embody in my life? And if the answer is no, it's a very easy
good riddance. Release.
Let it go. Delete. Boom. And if the person I really respect, then I'll sit with it and I'll just really ask myself, and then it's just about being discerning. So
wherever the trigger is, you want to look at the trigger, because that's your own. This is going to be the work that we're doing for the next 6 months. Right?
Yes.
So that's our own work.
Transform your life and
to that person who's the hater out there, you know, part of the hate was towards me and wrapped up in jealousy, and because I have a beautiful, amazing woman next to me.
And I have a beautiful, amazing man.
Yeah, not bad.
Gorgeous.
But, you know, you have the opportunity, my friend, to really look at your own stuff and quit pointing all the fingers out there and look at all the fingers pointing you, which we've heard before from many. It's your time, my friend. You get the opportunity to do it now. Why not today?
Yes. So with that said, all of our love, and we do have compassion for the haters out there, because obviously you would never throw a dagger at someone if you weren't bleeding internally. So really just let's take a breath and send a huge, 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 huge dose of light to this whole community, to our whole planet, to all the changes that are happening on our planet. I do feel we are all rising together at this time. It's a powerful time of transformation, and we're so grateful that you are here with us on this path of transformation.
So honored to be part of this.
Yes.
Part of this life, part of this journey, part of this community.
Yes. And congratulations, Tiffany.
Tiffany, yes.
Yeah, we send you all our love, and we will be in touch.
Yeah, I'll send you a note today, Tiffany.
Okay, all of our love. And again, if you want to be one of those 3 people, one of those spaces to apply, go to diamondprocesscoach.com. Make sure you get that in before Sunday. Okay.
Yes.
Mwah. Love you guys.
Ciao for now.
Ciao.